Alberta NDP leader Rachel Notley says the provincial government is restricting the medical rights of one of society's most marginalized groups.
I'm so deeply, deeply concerned for what this means for transgendered and other marginalized youth within the queer community. We know that that houseless children disproportionately come from those communities because the relationships with their families have broken down.
Smith made the policy announcement on social media on Wednesday. Among the new changes, Alberta will ban gender reassignment surgeries for youth under 18 years old, prevent hormone therapy for the purpose of gender affirmation for children under age 16, and require parental consent for preferred name and pronouns for students under 16. Edmonton NDP MP Blake Desjardins, who is the first member of Parliament to publicly identify as Two-Spirit, says the policy changes are draconian.
And we know exactly the outcomes of these kinds of programs when young people are targeted. The outcomes of these programs are horrific, whether it's the program that tells them their identity isn't real, or if it's the program that tells them that they ought not to exist in these spaces. This continues in that tradition.
James Makokis is a family doctor from the Satellite Cree Nation in Alberta who also identifies as Two-Spirit. Makokis works directly with trans patients and says pursuing a gender-affirming path is not one that is made without a lot of thought, whether the patient is young or old.
It's really important to know that people don't do this lightly. It's something that they've known their entire life. And clinicians do thorough assessments of ensuring that, people, when they say they're trans, they're trans. And we just ensure that there's no medical contraindications to doing so. And there is a thorough assessment process of that.
He says regardless of how the Alberta policy change shakes out, it won't change the work he does.
I want to affirm to my patients, my Indigenous patients, my non-Indigenous patients, my gender diverse patients, my trans patients, that I will continue to practice trans and gender affirming care on the reserve in a place where we have our own jurisdiction and continue to prescribe these life-saving medications that absolutely make a difference.
Fraser Needham, APTN National News, Ottawa.